TV.
Alright, so in this particular video, your boy Big 30 down there in his hometown with your boy YNC, Trai, Slime, and a couple of the other guys. And he also talks about your boy DMX, 50 Cent, Ja Rule, and your boy Pooh Shiesty.
Shine on me. I thought they was gonna blow past, man. This shit I know, this shit just the beginning, man. I'm 25, man. I'm in my prime. I'm in my prime. My brother on the way home. Nigga, hey,
Free.
I'm telling you, I might retire. I might let shot like, yeah, man. Look here, man. I think all this shit. I'm on some real shit. Right when I want to. They know I got it. They know I do this shit. And no rapper, and I mean this, no rapper in the industry going total, no rapper in the industry going toe with me on the gun shit. Yeah. They might got me on some metal this shit. They might got me on some lit chop shit, some lit, you know, sauce up.
You got the power team.
But the gangster shit though, I'm going toe to bed. You can go get whoever. Salute to all the greats. Salute to everybody. Recipe them, man. You gonna get Ja Rule, them, make the over 50 Cent. You ain't seeing me when it come to gun shit, man. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, man. They ain't seeing me. Shine on your funk ass. Shine on your broke ass. Shine on them who thought that they were gonna blow past. I might not anymore. Shine on.
We still in the trench.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm still in the trench. I'm feeding on land for sure. This been recorded. I'm screaming up, bro. Screaming up, bro. Just to let them know for sure. Feet is definitely on land in Memphis, Tennessee. And I'm finna fall because I'm hot here. This feet on land.
They got big shit.
What?
I'm in the trenches every day, boy. Feet on land.
You couldn't even guess where your favorite rap is. Ask my fan where their favorite rap is. They gonna say he ain't got a show or nothing, he ain't giving back. Ah, he in the trench, I know him, he in the hood. Ask my fans, they love me though. More people love me than they hate me. And all they hate me, get what? In the video.
So, your boy Big 30, he let it be known that your boy Pooh Shiesty, time getting short like a Newport. You know, and I know this what you want. You know, this what we all want. This what we all on. This what we all gonna be on as soon as your boy come home. You know, hubby get straight to the studio and knock out a few of them hot ass songs. You know, your boy Stan G, he was like, you know, when your boy Pooh Shiesty get out, he probably gonna be at his best, at his craft. You know, cause he's sitting down right now. I think he's in a halfway house, if I'm not mistaken. You know, but he, you know, most likely rappers, you know, when they locked down, they steady more writing them raps. You know, and they got nothing but time to do that and put their best in that. You know, just like when Finesse was locked up, when he got out, you know, he came out right in route. You know, he was in route, and this is all everybody was talking about. You know, they're going straight in and that back in. And you know, hopefully when Pooh Shiesty does get out, he don't go back in. You know, I hope he get out. You know what I'm saying? Find him a studio and go back in, you know? Because before he went in, his music was really the business. Like, for real, like real shit. And then you got your boy, Young Thug, he been out. He dropped a couple hot tracks, you know, with Lil Baby and Future. But, you know, we still waiting on him to drop some more music, you know? Because you already know how Young Thug do. He got a lot of hot hits, a lot of big hits. You know, but Young Thug, he really was hot shit, you know. But you got him a hot chick, Mariah the Scientist, that he got a lot of other things that he tied up with. You know, I think he still signed to a major deal, and he got to deal with them. And then he got, you know, this whole case, he's still stuck in, you know. But, so it's like, he gotta work with that time, and he can't really move around like he want to. He can't really perform everywhere he want to go and all that, you know, when he ready to do a show. He still got things he gotta maintain while he on his parole, you know, so it's a certain way he gotta move. So I guess he's taking it slow. Your boy YFN Lucci, he got a show that's about to go on in Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? He got a big thing he about to have down there. He about to headline his own show down there. You know, I saw that earlier. Yeah, you know, Pooh Shiesty, when he get out, you know, he got the dreadlocks now. You know, he'll probably, you know, show some improvement on his style as far as his lyrical ability. You know, he gonna come probably a little bit more gritty, a little bit more substantial on some tracks, and he gonna come hard like that. I already know. And you know, Big 30, he always gonna have his back. You know, and when Pooh Shiesty come out, it's safe to say that the chopper gang is back. You feel me? It's just straight like that. But yeah, so you got Pooh Shiesty, he on his way home. Last time I heard, he be getting out in like the first quarter of 2026 or some shit, you know. But it might be quicker than that. And I hope that he just keep his foot on their neck, you know, respectfully. But you got you know, Big 30, you know, he said that a lot of rappers ain't messing with him. You know, the as far as like lyrical ability, it's not really what he's saying. He's saying like as far as like on their street shit, when it comes to rapping on their street shit, that's the type of shit that he be with, you know. Pretty much saying like on their drill, on their, you know, spin and kill shit, you feel me? You know, and it's where he come from in Memphis. This what their real is, because it's the reality of how they come up down there and all the things they had to deal with, you know. And he is hard, you know. They King of Mill Branch, that's like one of my favorite tapes ever, you know. I was like, damn, this shit is very impressive. You know, he had a few big features on there. I remember he had Quavo and some more, you know. But yeah, that thing was hard as hell, and it ain't hard to tell. The King of Mill Branch, you know he from King Gate, from Whitehaven, and you know he also grew up in Big-Tree, you know. He just he from the Memphis streets, you know. And he also said something about in the video that he love, you know what I'm saying, going back to his hood. He gets love where he's from. And but at the same time, I seen some posts he made, like, you know, he tried to stay away from where he's from because he got a lot to live for, you know. He don't want to be out there just lacking and end up getting killed or something. You feel me? I mean, it just makes sense though, being who he is and what he's known for. You know, he got you know, he's known for, you know what I'm saying, flaunting a lot of money and wearing a lot of jewelry, you know, and he got a lot of beef down there, so somebody could easily just come up, kill him, and take it from him, you know. And he got kids that want to see him, that love him, you know, they want him to make it home. So, you know, he might pop out of Memphis, do a little something, meet up in the trenches, and hit the studio and make a song or something, you know, and might make a couple of them, you know. But he got a core fan base that loves him, you know. But like I said, it ain't really sweet for him down there, especially with his status. He got status, you know. He's important, you know, but his life matters, you know, to his family. But you know, it's on the other side some people that can't stand him. You feel me? From some stuff in the past or some shit that he might have had said. You know, some real bullets that's been shot, and a lot of people that's been dead. You know, even if he did or didn't do it, you know, it's still people that he ran with that people are pursuing. You know, and that's like if you with him, then, you know, you in that car with him, you very liable to get shot with him, you know. So, you know, I just hope all parties involved keep God with him. But that's all I got for right now. I appreciate y'all for tapping back in. Trap Tube TV is me again, Tony 3 times. Again, because y'all in this video. Peace.